2 weeks, you will be competing in the Cheer Nationals. We're here to give you the tools it takes to win in that event.
Listen, you girls be good now and don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, we'll try not to knock up any strippers. We can go now.
We are gonna have so much fun. Yes, we are.
What was that?
Oh, that's my new move. I call it the roller coaster.
And if I get any more trouble out of you tonight, I'm calling the sheriff, and you can face criminal charges if you like.
What could you possibly lose at this point? I mean, how much more trouble could we really get in?
So what brings you out this way?
It's not exactly good news. Teddy the Butcher escaped from the palace last night. He butchered 2 teenagers. Did horrible things to the young girl. He's a killer, all right?
Hey guys, is that?
There's no serial killer running around the woods, okay? God, you girls need to stop telling those stupid ghost stories.
They're not ghost stories.
For all I know, you could be the killer. And you're just luring me out here into the woods to mutilate my tight little body. I suppose you're gonna say you didn't kill Lindsay either. That she's happened to fall on a knitting needle.
This ain't one of those TV shows, you know, where you get your neat little clues, it leads you to the killer at the end of the hour. Every second one of these freak shows that let them on the street, just another opportunity for them to cause trouble. You're about to get on my bad side.
You ever kill anyone before?
I'm sure. Like, no, I'm not a psycho.
Roxy Vandiver. How you doing, Roxy?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Great. I'm glad you're coming on the show tonight. Do you want to explain to the listeners what the experience was of making Spirit Camp?
Oh, wow, that's kind of a broad question. The experience?
Yeah.
The experience was fantastic, amazing. It was my first, not my first film, but my first leading role. And it was my first, I mean, there's about 80 scenes in the film. I think I'm in 75 of them, so I was around a lot. And I got to just meet the most amazing people, many of which I'm still extremely close friends with. And I had the time of my life doing it. I would do it all over again if I could.
Well, I'm going to watch it over again when I can. Now, are they it's mostly a lot of the girls in that movie are from Texas, right?
Yes, I believe every girl in the movie is from Texas.
I thought, because I was reading through the cast, and I was going through the actresses, and so that's pretty cool. You had the Texas connection.
Yeah, the entire cast was Texas-based.
Now, the plot line in this movie, I can't give too much away because people didn't see it, but you do know, of course, you know that there is, it has a taste of, I guess, Halloween, but not the obviously the masked bit. Am I pretty much accurate on that? Like the
Well,
Michael
I
Myers?
know that. Right, absolutely. The writer, producer, director, Cary Beyer, I know he was, basically this movie was like a love letter that he wrote to the golden age of the horror genre, which was, early 80s, with the Friday the 13th and Halloween especially were the main influences. And there are a lot of little, winks and nods to those films, and that's all done on purpose. And just as an homage, sort of. He wanted to do something that was, because of those films, inspired him.
Exactly. That's what that's what I like about it, like I said, because it's back in my era. You know, I'm 42, so I'm back in the, you know, the early 80s and the slashers. Yeah, it's when you watch a movie like that. There, for me, I can't stop watching it. I mean, it's how it's spaced out in that movie. It's hard to walk away and get a drink. You have to stay there and watch it. Now, the ending of this movie is phenomenal. I'm not going to give it away, but that was a great ending in that movie.
I feel like the last act is, the last act is where because we filmed that movie pretty much in sequence, like, not exactly all from beginning to end, but for the most part, we actually did film pretty close to in sequence. So by the time we got to the final scenes, we were a well-oiled machine, and, you know, everyone on set had learned new tips and tricks about how to get things done and make things look even cooler. But to me, the last act is just, you know, you can't look away. It's definitely intense.
And that cop.
Oh, Brandon, I love him.
He played that role pretty good. I mean, when you watch that, you're thinking, "Oh, is a cop killing the people?" And then the cop says to you, "Don't you think I'm collecting it for evidence?" It's good. It's good. I mean, I like the role that you played in this movie. When you first appeared on the movie, when you first came on. I'm thinking, what a hard ass. What a hard ass. I love it. And then it's like a couple of scenes in the movie. I love your facial expressions. Like the one girl would say something stupid and you would just roll your eyes and turn your head. I mean, the movie was cleverly made. It was clever. You know, I just really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad. Yeah, no, Brandon Smith, who played the cop, he has a lot of experience playing cops, so he's really good at that, having that authoritative kind of swagger about him. I mean, he played the sheriff in Jeepers Creepers. He played a deputy in Powder. He was in No Country for Old Men. So he's all over the place. Basically, every film in Texas. Him and Marco Perella, who plays my father in Spirit Camp, they're in all kind of great stuff. I look quite different in the film. Everyone tells me, you look so different in real life.
Yeah.
Well, I was playing a character. Yes, I was Amy Morris.
Yes, that's it. And her role in that movie is funny. She was giving the girl shit about smoking pot and drinking. It's bad for cheerleading. So she'd take whatever, but I can't give it all away. But the writer of that movie did it, you know. Well, in fact, I think it was Carrie. Carrie did the directing and the writing. You know, he did a very good job on it. The next movie, if you want to, I've been dying to ask you about, is the Killer Schoolgirls from Outer Space.
Well, I had a small role in that film, but it starred some of my best friends who are also in Spirit Camp, who are also in Renfield the Undead. Like, we are all in the same movies a lot. But I had a small role, but it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek, campy kind of throwback to the more 50s horror, you know,
yes.
Men from Outer Space and The Blob, those kind of wacky, funny films.
Yeah, and,
we filmed that one in Austin.
Okay. And Jillian's in there, too. The same one that was in that movie with you, right? Yeah, Jillian.
Yes.
Is that
Rachel from Spirit Camp.
Yeah.
And
Denise Williamson, too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yes, Denise is the star in that one.
Now, Donnie Boaz, I never heard him before. Now, is he a newcomer? Or has he been around for a while?
He's got quite a bit of experience. I don't know him well, but he and we auditioned for my first film, which was Witchcraft 13. We auditioned together for that, and that's when I met him. And then I didn't see him for years, and then he played the lead in Killer Schoolgirl, so I'm like, hey, I know you, you know me. And then, coincidentally, he and I, we were recently cast in another film together where we're going to play husband and wife. He was a Ralph Lauren underwear model. He's just gorgeous.
Oh.
He's been on the cover of GQ Japan, like,
Wow.
just, yeah, nice guy, very nice guy.
Speaking of that, I pardon me, I forgot that Witchcraft 13, Blood of the Chosen.
Yes, that was my first film. Well, it's actually the 13th installment in the Witchcraft series, which is an issue.
Yeah, duh.
Yes, anyone who's ever browsed the horror section at the video store, you know, there's always a pentagram on the front and some evil-looking busty chick, and it's all, like, evil and witches, zahaha, and I played a witch in that film, and it was my first time ever acting on film and my first time doing nudity on film, and the sex scene in that film is highly praised.
Now, you played Keeley, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. I gotta check that movie out. Not because of that, but you know, I'm not much for witch movies, but I do remember the Witchcraft. Now that's the 13th installment?
Yes.
Really? Holy cow.
Yes. I've seen all of them too.
Here we go. Now that's in Sweatshop. You played Jewel?
Yes, I have a cameo in Sweatshop.
Okay.
It's kind of a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing. Because the film was already finished when I met the director, writer, Stacey Davidson, who's a genius and my best friend in the world. And he had already finished the film. But we became so close, he's like, I want to stick you in this film somewhere, you know, even though it's already done, I'm going to cut you in.
Uh-huh.
So Ashley Kay, who's the star of Sweatshop, she is also an incredible wardrobe and makeup stylist and hair as well. She dolled me all up in this beautiful, amazing, crazy costume, and we did a photo shoot, and I'm now the official poster girl, T-shirt girl of Sweatshop, and Stacey Davidson spliced in a shot of me as kind of just like a, you know, like, catch it if you can, you know?
Right. But, you know, it's, you know, something like that there, it's still neat because, you know, from looking at your resume so far, the movies that you're in, except for the first one, I'm not saying I'm interested in it because I never watched the Witchcraft, each one is, you know, that I'm interested in seeing, so that's a good start. I mean, a horror fan like myself will see your resume. I guarantee every movie that you either had a cameo in or a small role in, I guarantee every horror fan will watch it. You got my respect from watching Spirit Camp. I mean, to be able to take that lead role like that, considering that's actually your first, you know, lead movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, lead role.
Stores on October 12th, and it hits Netflix and all that good stuff. And it's available online for order right now through spiritcampmovie.com. But we're hoping that once it hits stores, it'll get an even bigger following, and then the ability to make a sequel will be ours.
Well, I guarantee you, it's gonna be big.
And I'm so glad to hear you say that, because a lot of people, like, we've gotten rave reviews like all over the internet, but there have been a few people that it's almost like they don't get it. They don't understand what we were trying to do here. They're upset because it's not as gory and bloody as some of the, you know, horror movies are right now with the, like, Saw and all the torture porn. And it's like, no, you have to understand,
yes,
that's not what we were trying to do. It's more about suspense. It's about what the imagination can dream up, and that's the way they did things back then.
Yep. Well, you gotta understand, 25 years ago, people are complaining about it now were even not around or they're babies. You gotta remember that too.
Right.
You gotta remember that too. Yeah, something like that there, Spirit Camp, you cannot get too gory on that, because then it'll be like, it would end up ruining the movie, because you can only do so much gore with a slasher flick. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's up my alley. It's up, you know.
I was just going to say, it's more than just a slasher flick. It's also, you know, it's a story of a character.
Right.
It's a character development story. This girl goes through a journey and finds herself having to step up to the plate and be in a situation where she's been before.
Right.
And she has to kick a lot of ass. And it's also a story of, you know, friendship. It's so funny because Julin and I, our characters in the film start out like hating each other.
Yeah.
And without giving too much away, I just want to say that eventually we're kind of forced to put that aside and, protect each other.
Yep.
But it was funny how the life imitated art, because when we started the film, Julin and I, very different worlds we come from, and I remember she told me later on, she was like, I thought you were weird, and I was like, I thought you were stuck up.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But then over time, she and I became such dear friends, and to this day are like sisters.
That scene was priceless. How do I know? Well, if you ain't doing it, it's. I'm not gonna give it. You gotta be careful how you say it. But yeah, that's a good scene, and she good. It was funny, but yeah, that's a good one. That's a good scene. Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed that one. That was one of my toppers of of this year. It's
what I understand, Renfield the Undead is based now. Not 100% sure, so I'm going to say don't quote me on that, even though I'm saying it on. I think it's supposed to be like a sequel to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Now that's just what I picked up from the film, and I believe it's based on a series of comics. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know a whole lot about that. I did love making the movie because I got to play a vampire on screen for the first time, which I've always wanted to do, and the makeup and wardrobe department on that were incredible, and I love the way I look in it. I look scary and beautiful and haunting, and I also got the opportunity to meet and work with an actor named Tyler Tackett. He's become a good pal of mine, and I think he's going to be just huge.
Quincy Harker.
Yes, he plays Quincy Harker, and he is incredibly talented. And Mina Harker is played by another Roxy Hickson, and she's amazing as well. I've known her for years, just she used to come hang out at a bar I used to work at, and then we found each other on the movie set, and it's like, hey, Roxy.
That's cool.
So it was kind of neat. And also being in another film with Julian and Denise, my dear friends, that was great.
That's cool, though, having friends like that in the same movies. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the movie actually survived 2 Roxys in one movie?
Well,
that was a joke.
No, you're right. It was for the limited time that she and I were on set together at the same time. It did get a little, confusing. Somebody would say, "Hey, Roxy," and we're both, "What?"
Yep.
No. Other Roxy, Mina Roxy, or it was. Well, I love horror, and I would love to continue. I want to do all kinds of films and all kinds of roles, and I have some non-horror stuff coming up in the near future, but if I only did horror forever, even that would make me happy, because I grew up on horror films. My mother was the manager of a video store my entire life, and so that was great because we got to watch free movies my whole life, and it turned me into a real hardcore movie buff, and I will slaughter anyone who challenges me at movie trivia.
You think?
Well, I literally lived in a video store my entire childhood. Mom, when there was no babysitter, we were in the video store, and she's like, "Here, alphabetize these tapes."
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I'm 8 years old running, VHS tapes and putting them on the shelf and reading all the boxes and figuring stuff out, and just like, oh my God. And my parents were very lenient as well. We were allowed to watch Halloween when we were 5. I have a brother, and we weren't sheltered from anything really. My parents were but they were responsible about it. And
right.
If I have time, a little bit of advice that I can give to parents of the world concerning your children and such films. My mother was very smart. HBO, back in the 80s, they put on an HBO special that was like a behind-the-scenes making-of featurette of A Nightmare on Elm Street. My parents made us watch that so that we would understand, wow, this is just a guy in a mask named Robert Englund, and he's playing. And so special features are your friends, especially with your children. If you show them the behind the scenes, the making of, the gag reels, the people without the makeup and the masks on, we never had nightmares, my brother and I, so that's why we were okay watching all those films, because we understood that it was make-believe.
Yeah, my grandson's 3. No, he'll be turning 3. So I watch movies in my office, and he'll come back, and I said, "Oh boy." So I started off mild. I mean, I don't remember what I was watching. I think it was Hit and Run, and then he came in one time and said, "Oh well, sorry." He loves horror movies. He's only 3. When he sees blood, when he sees somebody getting killed in a movie or something, he says, "Mommy, Mom, blood. It's fake." So he knows it's fake. So I mean, there isn't no nightmares, but I don't let him watch the real bad stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm not that careless, but yeah, if kids can get around it at an early age, they can adapt to it, like you said. Once they see that it's fake, then it helps out. Very true.
Yeah, it definitely helped us. Professional alternative model. And I was an actress first, but I became a model because the set photographer on Witchcraft 13, his name was Kenny Hayner of Sub Society Studio. He asked me, he said one day, can I photograph you? And I was like, well, sure, I guess so. And I mean, I didn't know what I was doing at all. And but I enjoyed it, and then I did Spirit Camp, and Carrie Beyer is also like a very esteemed photographer. You know, he's done spreads for Vogue magazine and Allure and Lucky and just wonderful, beautiful stuff. And he and I also became great friends, and he started photographing me, and he's taken thousands of beautiful pictures of me, and that sort of kind of, was the catalyst that was like, hey, maybe I could, do this, make some money off of this, and I do. And right now, actually, if I may,
Go ahead.
my website is roxyvandiver.com, and there's a little link on the right. It's a little picture that says autographed prints and merchandise, and if you go to my store, I'm having an end-of-summer special on autographed prints, and I ship all over the world. And just today I shipped 4 autographed prints to Australia.
Cool. Good for you.
Thank you.
Now, I went through your Facebook photos. That's why I asked you. There's one photo of you that I think it's the best one in there. It's the one where you're all in red.
Everyone loves that picture. That's like the most popular picture ever taken of me, I swear.
But I love the red color. I don't know what it is.
That was taken by my friend Vindictive Images, and so shout out to him, because that picture is by far the most popular. Everyone loves that picture, and I do as well.
Yep. You look good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love that picture too, because I was, we actresses are always really concerned about our figures, and I was in top form in that picture. There is no Photoshop happening there.
Awesome. Well,
thank you so much.
Great.
I had a good time. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Have a good evening.
You too, dear. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What we have here is one of them epic battles. 2012. The end of time. Good versus evil. Boom. The dark minions of Satan pitting themselves against the power of our Lord and baby Jesus. But they will not win. They will not win.
You're gonna die.
Sweatshop's crazy!
This just in. There's a shitstorm heading your way.